Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Miss Legend. We're here at California's Great America in Santa Clara. It is WrestleMania morning. You got the stadium right across the way. And before WrestleMania, well, it's time for some roller coasters at a theme park I've never been to before. We're in the awesome entry plaza here of California's Great America. Of course, you got the double ticker carousel at the end of the lagoon here with all the pretty fountains and stuff. You see the red, white, and blue balloons. That's because they're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the park this opening weekend here. This is really, really cool. Yesterday they gave out string bags, and today they're going to give out these really great California's Great America 40th season pin. So that was really cool. And beautiful front of the park here, but then you turn to the right and you get the star of the park, Goldstriker. They're new-ish GCI wooden roller coaster. The first lift goes down that big drop right there. Awesome ride. It's a really long ride, really smooth ride, really fast ride, and I love it. I definitely put in that upper echelon of GCI roller coasters, up there with things like Thunderhead and Lightning Racer and things like that. And it's designed around the park's Sky Tower. Again, I love any park that has one of these. If you want to watch a full video of that, be sure to click on the link below. That's up on the page too. And those, I think, are great rides. With it being WrestleMania weekend, you got a really great view of the stadium filling up, and how many thousands and thousands of people are going to be in this parking lot in just a minute or two. So I dig this really pretty entrance. Not something you get with a lot of Cedar Fair parks. Obviously, this was, Marriott's Great America before that, or wherever else ownership it had. But I like for the park, they've got this really nice sky ride. It takes you all the way across the park from one end to the other. And again, it adds that really cool visual dynamic, and it's got I think they're red and blue, which kind of the colors of the park. So it's really nice. A nice long ride, takes you all the way across the park. And there it is. Now, I would say that I would definitely give the ride of the park is Goldstriker, without a shadow of doubt. But I think the second best ride in the park over here is Flight Deck, and that is their B&M inverted coaster. Really, really nice ride. It's still got a lot of its Top Gun theming. Like when you're in the queue, you get to see a ton of like the old Top Gun theming, which a lot of the parks have gotten rid of. They've still kept theirs pretty much intact. You walk past missile silos and bunkers and things like that, and it's a really, really pretty looking ride. But the only problem is it's really, really, really short. Like it feels like a great first half of a roller coaster. That's just its second half never gets there. Well, by looking at my watch, I can tell you that it's probably beer 30. We're here at the whatever they call their sports bar, and actually a decent selection of beer. All the beers, $10, but it's a big beer. Molly, give it a sip. They've got a couple of canned beers. We went with the giant thing of Blue Moon. They also have Heineken, Coors Light, Corona, and then on draft, Bud Light, and then Modelo and Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. So good selection of beer. I mean, $10 is a bit for a beer, but it's a big beer.
It's good.
We're at the Game Time Sports Bar. That's it. I found the name. And if you're into sports, you can hang out there and watch, looks like the Lifetime Network and some sort of racing. That's terrible. So we go from a couple of the highlight rides here to, well, one of the low light rides, and that's Vortex, a really old B&M stand-up roller coaster. It's not very tall, not very fast, but does a good amount of clunking you around, as any of these older B&M models tend to do that. And this one, not spectacular. I gotta say, like, standing in the park, it looks kind of pretty. It fits in very well where it does, but not a good ride. The
entrance is kind of hidden, though.
Yeah, it is. Kind of got an odd entrance because the park's a big circle, and the ride's in the middle of the circle, so you really, and the entrance isn't clearly located on that. Well, now we're coming at you over by Firefall, which is one of the Huss top spin style rides. This one features some really, really cool water fountains that sort of dance, and they don't get you wet like some of the rides do, but they sort of tease you and play with you. I like it. It makes this ride a lot prettier than if you just had the portable model or something like that. I'm guessing at some point there probably used to be fire effects, as the ride's called Firefall, but those don't seem to be running today. But again, love the water. We're sort of in the cool flat ride section here at California's Great America. You can hear the yelling in the background from Fireball. We're right across the way from that. You've got their Flying Eagles. As I think Molly pointed out, every Cedar Fair park pretty much has one of these, or if they don't have one, well, they're probably coming soon. Behind there, you got, I believe, an Enterprise in the park's River Rapids ride. Moving They have a Plinko out in front of the Goldstriker, but here you could also win a funny ride.
Everybody's a winner. You always go home with a prize,
Guaranteed. Always cool to see that. Like, I might not personally want a stuffed animal anymore, but I would definitely want a front of the line pass to Goldstriker. So that ride's pretty badass. You got the park's log flume over there in the back, sort of on the border of their water park, which is not open as we're here in March. There's that. Moving along here, this is something I really, really like. Over here on the right is one of the former Paramount parks. I think it's the only one left that actually runs their action theater anymore. I've always been a fan of these things. I know that they're cheesy and silly, and the technology is now kind of outdated, but I think I like the idea of giving people something to do inside in the air conditioning for 5 or 10 minutes. And it had penguins in it because it's Happy Feet. I mean, come on, penguins are the best. And right outside of the penguin ride, you could win a penguin blankie thing. Before finishing up our tour of the cool flat rides here, we finish up with another winner. I think they call theirs Delirium here, but it's one of these fireball style flat rides. And they're really fun. Out of all the flat rides that are on the market today, this one might be my favorite. You get some really great hang time. And they're out here in their Planet Snoopy section of the park, and they actually have some kind of interesting stuff. You got some, definitely it feels like older style slides. They're probably a lot of fun. Look at that, check that out. And then this is my favorite over here. You climb through the cement mixing truck to go down a slide. It's so cute. Very neat idea. Again, if you've been to one Planet Snoopy, you've more or less been to most of them. Very, very similar style rides. This is the sort of newest section of Planet Snoopy. They added 3 new rides this year. A couple of them came from other Cedar Fair parks, like Great Skate here, I believe, was from Knott's Berry Farm, which is a really cool ride when you have it on top of the stratosphere. But when you put it over here in the park, it's a kid's ride. Then you have the kite-eating tree, which is you've probably seen before. And then a cute ride over here, Snoopy's Space Buggies, where you're riding your little buggy. I like the Great Skate. So you're on your giant skateboard with your friends here. And then you tilt down. And you get to the end of your giant skateboard. And then you tilt back. And you go back down your giant skateboard. So we're back here in the other section of Planet Snoopy at Molly's favorite ride in the entire park.
It's adorable.
You're in your little pumpkin, and that's it. You're in the Great Pumpkin. See, Molly liked that one. I like this thing over here. It's Lucy's Love Buggies, and in the middle you've got your little lever, and you can pump up your giant floating car. I love it. It's neat, and the cars are very, very large. On the back you have Woodstock Express, which is their sort of their family coaster, which unfortunately you do need a child to ride to give you guys all the heads up. They got 2 kiddie coasters here, and you do need kids to ride it on both of them. So a heads up if you're planning on hitting this park for coaster credits. Yes, there are 8 here, but you might only get 6. But you could ride in a giant happy car. So this might be the coolest entrance to a Wild Mouse that I've ever seen. Here's the Psycho Mouse roller coaster, which is kind of your standard Wild Mouse. Cute little mousy cars, but awesome entrance as you get eaten by the mouse's cheese. They have a couple arcades at Great America, but this is one of my favorite because it's got the Wizard of Oz game. A couple other really cool, newer games with flying tickets, and then Fishbowl Frenzy, which is a great game. Overall, not a bad little arcade. You can win prizes, which always makes it more fun. Over here you have Tiki Twirl, which is a Zamperla disco coaster, which the only reason I really want to point it out is because it used to be like Survivor the Ride, which I felt was one of the most odd themes for a ride ever. But cool ride. Right there up in the sun, well, that's their drop tower, old school, Intamin first generation. And then in the back corner you see zooming past you right there. That's Grizzly. And Grizzly, a little bit slow, horrible operations as far as dispatch times go. But the ride itself, not rough. I thought it was going to be rough like the one at King's Dominion, which kind of beats you up, but it's got an older, odder style of trains that didn't really do any damage. So Grizzly, a bit slow because it's an odd operation. There's a seat belt, a lap bar, and then another seat belt that attaches the seat to the lap bar.
Not fat friendly.
Not fat friendly. We saw a couple people do the walk of shame while we were in line. But overall, not a terrible ride. I was worried like, oh man, this is going to suck. Actually, one of the best deals I've ever gotten at Cedar Fair Park as part of their 40th anniversary opening weekend. Hot dogs, $1.40. Yeah. Normally they're like, I think $5 or $6. All right, fans of California's Great America. Somebody tell me what was in this big open grassy space here. So I have to imagine there was not always just a big grassy open space in a park that does not have a lot of room. Now we're sort of in the area of the Demon, which is not really a ride to get a good shot of because it's sort of over on the end, but it's the Demon. It's got 3 different tunnels in it. It's an old, I believe, arrow looping roller coaster. And again, it's as somebody I used to have Great America in Illinois as one of my home parks, so to see another park with the Demon, almost the exact same ride, is kind of weird. There you go. You can see the lift over there. I liked it. 3 tunnels. Doesn't have the lights like the one in Great America does. That's my favorite part about that one. But it does have 3 tunnels, including the one where you get eaten by a face. Big rock face. And for some reason, as a lot of parks tend to do, they have one of these. So as a theme park super nerd, I need to point out that they have the same kind of special event, or what I meant is a haunt sprung tent, as Universal uses. I'm pretty sure the exact same type of tent. So here in the Goldstriker gift shop, they actually have some really cool merchandise, which makes sense because it is their marquee, their newest ride, their best ride. So if you like this ride, as I did, you'll probably buy a bunch of stuff. I've already bought like $43 of Goldstriker stuff. Check that monkey. I like this. This is cool. It's something I would never use, but paint your own Goldstriker wooden train. And then this I love. This is one of the things I bought. It's like a ceramic mason jar with Goldstriker on it. Really cool. Again, lots and lots of shirts. Which one did I buy? I bought that one over there. That'll about do it for our time here at not Six Flags, California's Great America. That's right, they look so similar. All right, well, overall, I enjoyed my time here. Very pretty park, very clean. Goldstriker, truly world-class wooden roller coaster. Will say though, you know, if you're coming at this time of year when they're not running their shows or their water park, a little bit tough to fill a day, or if you don't have little kids and not going to spend a lot of time at Snoopy Land. But I definitely enjoyed my time around. It was very clean. Molly mentioned that. They had some giant beers, which is always a plus. I really liked when you walked in and got the pre-pin. You saw people wearing them all over the park. And Goldstriker. I mean, Goldstriker is probably worth the price of admission alone. Molly, what did you think? How do you think of your day?
I liked it. It had a variety of roller coasters that I liked. Not too many, but a variety.
All right, well, I want to thank everybody for listening today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Get any comments, comments or questions, post them in the bottom. I'll try my best to answer them. All right, well, thank you guys very much, and see you next time. Be sure to subscribe.